Josh Taylor retains his 140-pound world titles with a first-round knockout victory over Apinun Khongson. Now, I mentioned in my fight preview that sometimes these unknown Thai fighters can turn out to be a revelation. These guys you've never heard of who really have their background in Muay Thai. And you could see that actually from Khongson, the way he was moving around the ring and he was very high up on his toes. That's very typical of what you see with former Muay Thai fighters. And sometimes these guys turn out to be real good professional boxers, as many pointed out in the comments section to that particular video. But based upon this result, Khongson probably won't be one of them, right? He looked fairly competent as he was moving around the ring. Josh Taylor, this, correct me if I'm wrong, was his first fight with new trainer Ben Davison. He was feinting a lot, trying to feint Khongson out of position, but Khongson for the most part wasn't going for the feints. And it was a fairly uneventful first round until Josh Taylor managed to maneuver Khongson to the ropes, where he unleashed a very, very short body punch. You can see it landing here. Very, very short left hand to the body on the inside, right in the floating rib. And John Rowland, the commentator, was making out as though it was a very innocuous looking punch. But if you see Josh Taylor's body position here, his knees are bent. The shot is landed flush into the floating rib there. I'm telling you, even a short shot like that, if the guy's got his weight behind it like Josh Taylor has, it can take you out. So, yeah, down went Khongson. He was very badly hurt from the punch. And that's all she wrote. It was waved off, and Josh Taylor gets a nice, easy victory and goes on to bigger and better things. There will be much, much sterner tests ahead for this young man. But I'm sure he's up for the challenge. There are unifications and possibly moving up in weight to 147 pounds. He certainly got the height to be able to do that. And by the way, Josh Taylor, say what you want to say about him as a person. In my view, in recent times, he's proven himself to be a real stand-up guy. A real stand-up guy. And I'm sure I got differences with Josh Taylor on many things, but again, very stand-up guy. I'll leave it there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments about Josh Taylor's performance against Khongson. Is it what you expected? I'm sure some of you are going to say yes, because by reflex action, and these are usually casuals, by reflex action, if people haven't heard of a certain opponent, they're immediately going to write them off. These are the same people, most of them, who wrote off Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua because they never heard of him. And because he's a big fat guy. So they said, oh, no, he can't fight. It really is good to do your due diligence and actually watch somebody before you completely write them off. So this is why I didn't want to write Khongson off. I'd never seen him box before. And he was an unbeaten guy. And I know from being a boxing fan for several decades that part of the world, Thailand and that part of Asia, they produce some really good fighters who are dark horses. They just seem to come out of the blue. We've never heard of them before, but they turn out to be really good. So I didn't want to write him off, given the fact I'd never seen him. But as I say, I'm sure a lot of people, just by reflex action, because they never heard of him before, and he's got an unusual foreign name, they're just going to say, he obviously can't fight. But maybe we'll see him come back in the future and be a decent fighter, possibly. Maybe we're selling Josh Taylor's victory over him short. Time will tell. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Were you impressed by his performance? How good do you think that body shot was? And what next for Taylor? Who would you like to see him fight next? There are so many options. Let me know, people.